Well, hello, Welcome to the Magical Mystery School, and thank you so much for coming back. And thank you, of course, to all my lighthearted subscribers who are blasting out light to all this planet. I super appreciate you. So, we're up to lesson 45, and today we're going to talk about the future. And 4 plus 5 is 9, so kind of a little bit of an end of a cycle too. So we'll talk about that too as we go along. So first off, of course, public service announcements, comments. Now, as you know from the last class, I will only communicate with you through comments and never ask you for money. But I did forget one thing to say. When you send me a comment, it doesn't matter if it's from a video from months ago or this video I'm going to put out today. It will come up at the top of my feed when I look at the comments that are coming in. So, so don't worry about, please do comment even on older videos. But the main thing I wanted to tell you was, if say you ask me a question and I respond and give you an answer, and then you give me a follow-up question, those comments stay buried in the comment feed. So if you do have a follow-up question, just ask it as a brand new comment, and that way it'll appear at the top of my comment feed. So just wanted to let you know that for anybody who's doing follow-up questions. The second thing I wanted to mention was, I hope that maybe some of you might even start thinking about studying these videos together with friends. Because you all know I'm a retired college or university professor, and one of the inspirations for doing these videos is that I taught design studios, so that's where students, work on their homework, and I go around and help them out and that kind of thing during studio time. And every once in a while, there'd be this little group of people I'd know, students over in the corner kind of laughing and giggling, and I'd go up to them and say, "What are you guys doing over here?" And sometimes they would say, "We're looking at our astrology. What sign are you? Do you mind it? What do you think of astrology?" So I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I think astrology's cool." Anyway, so just having those students, having that happen to me several times, actually, that was one inspiration for doing these videos. So I do hope you do maybe study with someone, because it's so much more fun to have someone to talk to about these things that you're learning. And it could be even as simple as, you're not calling these days, you're texting, saying, "Hey, I'm going to look at lesson 33, class 33 tonight, and let's go out and have a beer or a glass of wine tomorrow and talk about it." So anyway, so that was one thing I wanted to mention, studying in groups. And the other thing was, and this may be my age group, maybe you younger folks don't have to worry about this so much, but sometimes when you say, "Hey, I'm studying astrology," some people say, "Oh, I'm a Leo, tell me all about it, tell me." But then sometimes you'll get people that are like, "Do you really believe in this stuff? That's crazy, that's nonsense," that kind of stuff. So just remember, if you do run into any of these people that you trigger in a negative way, there's an old expression of, "Don't go where you're not invited." So if somebody does give you some grief, just, let it go, move on. That's these esoteric studies. That's why they're esoteric, is because sometimes you just need to keep them secret. Okay. So now let's talk more about the future, and I really want your input on some of these things. And for starts, I really curious what you think about the FYIs I've been doing in the community page, because I kind of really wanted to keep current stuff separated from the classes, because I want the classes to be timeless, so if somebody finds them in 5 years, they'll be able to use them and get stuff out of them. So the FYIs are more I want to keep you more abreast of what kind of cycles are starting and that kind of thing that you can use in your own chart. So I'd like input on whether you just like those or not. And also YouTube is kind of encouraging people to do shorts, which are 30-second, 60-second videos. And I'm thinking about doing the FYIs as videos too on YouTube. So let me know if you think you look at those or what you think of those. Now, it'd be basically the same info on both of those, though. One would just be written and one would be a video. And I don't want to do like daily horoscopes because there's so many web pages, so many daily horoscopes out there that are so good. And I did want to mention the websites I like the most. So Cafe Astrology, that's probably my favorite big time astrology web page, and they have daily horoscopes. And just remember, when you look at the daily horoscopes, when those astrologers write those, they're putting the sun sign in the first house on the ascendant. So that's why if you're, say you are a Scorpio sun but an Aquarius rising, you might also want to look at the Aquarius horoscope, because that'll relate more to your chart and the areas that are being set off in your chart by different transits. So, okay, so Cafe Astrology is a really good one. And then good old, let's see, why is this not, maybe I have to go up. Good old astrology.com. I think that's probably one of the first astrology websites, but very good, reliable information, and they do daily horoscopes. And of course, AstroDense, that's the Robert Ham webpage that I encourage you all to look at for your, get your free charts. So just wanted to point those three out. Okay. All right. So my main questions are, do you like the FYIs in the community page? Would you like to see them as in video format and shorts? And and time zones. I'm going to start using Pacific time zone here in the States, and then also Greenwich Mean Time, since that's the 0 degree, as the 2 times I'll be citing in my FYIs and such. So let me know what you think of those different time zones, because I do know we have some international folks out there. And on that note, I do also want us all to give a nice round of appreciation to Jupiter is Safe. He's been doing all these timestamps, and I super appreciate it. I'm very grateful. So I just wanted to say thank you to him, and hi. And I do appreciate your help in that with those timestamps. Okay, and great comments too. Okay, moving on. The second thing I wanted to ask you guys about was the next chapter or playlist I'm going to start is going to be called Tarot Symbols. And the Magical Mystery School is kind of a knockoff mystery school, where this certainly isn't the Golden Dawn or BOTA or some other mystery schools. But I am kind of following, because I've studied in those schools, some of their curriculum, and astrology is always part of the mystery school curriculum, and tarot is always part of the mystery school curriculum. So I'll be focusing mainly on the symbols. There will be some divination, but basically just to get you going on those symbols. And I'll be starting with the 22 major arcana. And but just to let you know, I will be looking at all these things through the lens of an astrologer. So if you're curious about the relationship between tarot and astrology, I'll be focusing on that too. And just to give you a little taste, okay, there's 12 zodiac signs and 10 luminaries / planets. So 10 plus 12 is 22, and there's 22 major arcana. So each one of those cards either represent a sign or a planet / luminary. So anyway, that'll just give you a pique your interest, and we'll be going through that kind of stuff for sure. Okay, so we'll be able to, because I've talked about that right brain. The right brain loves tarot because it's all pictures, no words. So that it really responds to that. So we'll be going over things like how to use tarot to help you understand transits going on, or even aspects in your chart too. Okay. Oh, and I'll always be cross-listing them. If there is a significant amount of astrology, I'll of course put that in the astrology playlist, as well as the tarot symbolism playlist. Okay, so we are kind of at the end of this chapter of the Magical Mystery School. Boo-hoo! There's so much I could do, Sabian symbols and phases and stuff like that, but it's time to keep going forward. And besides tarot, at some point I want to do dowsing and design, how to do the energies like feng shui, and also talk about just nature elements and things like that, as well as permaculture and such. And actually, I taught drawing for years. I'd like to do some drawing classes. Anyway, so much to teach and so little time. So remember to meditate. Don't forget that as we're saying adieu here. And oh, I did want to also mention Pam Gregory is putting out a meditation for world peace. So I thought, probably most of you guys are probably into world peace if you're watching this channel, right? That's going to be on Sundays at 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which would be 11 a.m. Sunday Pacific Time. And basically, she's not doing any Zooms or anything like that. She's just putting it out there that everybody, I just put an alarm on my phone that goes off at 5 minutes. I'm in Mountain Time, 5 minutes to 12. And that gives me enough time to just kind of stop what I'm doing and take 5, 10, at most 15 minutes to just sit, align myself with my own inner being, my own higher self, and to really blast out that peace on earth, because we do need some peace these days. Okay, so if you want to take part in that, I hope you do, because it does work. They actually, Washington, D.C. was the murder capital of the United States at one point, and a whole bunch of people came together to meditate on peace in Washington, D.C., and that summer, particularly, the murder rate actually went down significantly. So meditation does work. Anyway, so I do hope that I've been able to give you some insight, some understanding into astrology, into this amazing, living, breathing clock that we're all standing in, moving in through the galaxies. And just remember, it's really easy to think about that chart as a piece of paper out in front of you. But remember, you're inside that wheel. Midheaven above you, 10th house. Nadir below, 4th house. To the left, ascendant, 1st house. To the right, descendant, 7th house. I'm one of those people who always get my right and left mixed up, so I have to think. So anyway, just remember, you're in this amazing living, breathing clock, and we're all in it together too, in a sense. So anyway, I am going to take a little break for the holidays and stuff, but I'll be back in the new year, and I need to take some time. There's some computer stuff and YouTube stuff that I just kind of let slide that I need to figure out. And I do appreciate, I must say, thank you for being patient with me that, it is time for class to be over. Thank you for being patient with me and my learning curve with YouTube. And just remember, 2024, the spring is going to be a little, put your seatbelt on. But after that, things are going to smooth out and get better. And 2025 is even going to get better. So do your meditation for peace. And I love you guys so much and super appreciate everything. And just remember, from there to here, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks again. Bye, everybody.